Are you planning a road trip this summer, but you're not too sure where to start? 2020 was a real one, and 2021, while shaping up to be a little bit more exciting, a little bit more adventurous, road trips seem to be on everybody's mind this spring, summer. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my top tips for planning the perfect road trip in 2021. So if you are interested, be sure to hit that like and subscribe, stick around, and let's just jump into it. My first tip is probably gonna seem a little bit obvious, but it is to plan your route and your stops before you leave and know how long each driving day is going to take you with those stops. So obviously, you know, plans can change along the road. You can see something you want to stop on a whim and all that fun stuff, totally fine. But having at least an idea of how long each day is going to take with stops is super, super important. I can't tell you how many people I know of who have planned road trips in the past and they look at the driving time, they allot a little bit of time to like stop for food or, you know, what have you, but they definitely aren't considering just how long it takes to, you know, stop somewhere, find parking, you know, go to the bathroom and then go for a hike, stop, take pictures. Give yourself a little bit more time than you need to make room for those extra little stops and make room for those extra little, you know, errors. Hopefully not, but just in case. And that will make your driving days a lot less stressful and allow you to see everything that you want to see along the way. Now, my second tip for the perfect road trip in 2021 sort of goes along with that number one spot, which is to make your reservations or campsite bookings beforehand. So now I know a lot of people, this isn't really their jam. Everybody likes to be a free bird. And if you're a van lifer and you're doing a lot of like, you know, off grid camping and stuff like that, this might not apply to you. But for anybody who is RV camping or looking for actual hotels or campgrounds to stop at, this year is going to not only be busy, but it is also going to be limited capacity wise as, you know, the world reopens, but reopens slowly. So having a plan from step number one will allow you to make those reservations for step number two in advance and guarantee that you're not stuck without a place to stay. This may also apply for tourist stops and not just hotels and campgrounds. So currently, like if you want to stop at, say, maybe a museum or a tourist site that is a little more regulated, there are some places that are requiring you to book a ticket in advance or a time slot in advance. So knowing that ahead of time is also going to make all the difference. And building off the idea of knowing what sort of stops you're going to make and activities you're going to be doing is number three, which is to understand what is going to be required of you at said stops and packing accordingly. So if you're going to be doing a lot of hiking, for example, you want to make sure that you're packing according to what you're going to need for that. There is nothing worse than hearing about a stop on the road and getting so excited, oh, you want to do this hike, you want to hike out to this waterfall, etc., etc. And then when you get there and you really sort of like start on your way, you realize that you are not at all prepared. So being able to prepare a little bit extra ahead of time is going to make a huge difference and really help for you to enjoy a stress-free road trip. Tip number four is one that a surprising amount of people do not think about. So, you know, forgive me if this seems obvious to all of you road trippers out there, but it is to make sure that you do the proper safety checks for your vehicle before you leave and have all of that like safety equipment and car jacks and all the things that you need, spare tires, available for you in your vehicle. You would think that this would be more of an obvious tip, but a lot of people, especially road trip rookies, love to just jump in the car, head out for the weekend, not really thinking about what could or might happen along the way. You know, great to stay positive, but it's a lot easier to keep that positivity rolling if you are rolling prepared. And tip number five is a 2021 gem. I know you all saw it coming, and it is to know understand and respect the restrictions of the places that you are traveling, especially if you are traveling across the country from province to province or state to state. Restrictions are probably going to be different, and whether or not you have received your vaccination, others in certain communities may not have. And if we want to be able to continue traveling and we want to have the freedom to do so, we need to make sure that we are respecting the communities that we visit, you know, so that there aren't any issues that cause us to not be able to travel there anymore. So let's do our best to prove that we are safe and responsible human beings and that we can be trusted to travel safe and responsibly. And let's not lose that privilege, because your girl needs some road trips and your girl needs some adventures, and it's happening. So if you are excited for a road trip in 2021 and looking forward to checking out what we're getting up to over here on the channel, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below where you plan on heading this summer. I would love to know, live a little bit vicariously too if I could. And until I see you in my next video, stay great, travel safe, and I'll see you on the road. Bye guys.